Hello and welcome, my Cancerian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and crosswatchers. Welcome to your timeless true love timeline reading. I am your reader, Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short. They're my initials. I'm a professional witch, a professional intuitive, and the president of Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998. Author of 2 different books with a 3rd one on the way. The first one is called Spell Ingredients. The second one is called Words of Grace. Words of Grace does have a Kindle version available and a link in the description box that if you click it, you can preview a good chunk of it for free, including the table of contents. You will see it is primarily divided into chakra chapters. This is a chakra-dense reading, so you might find it of use. The original version of Words of Grace, though, is available on patreon.com/drawingthecircle, and it's quite a bit more than what's going over on Kindle, as well as the only place to find my first book, Spell Ingredients, and the 3rd one on the way will be there eventually. We've got free followers now. The digital shop is really cool. We've got the ebooks, audios, and videos, prayers, meditations, classes, and workshops there. Some of my subscribers get that digital content as part of their subscription package automatically, but the majority of my subscribers get 3 benefits in common: a daily check-in. I send them an unlisted YouTube live stream link pretty much every single morning. Did it this morning. It was great. We chat about the day's astrological weather, the magical applications, the spiritual implications, always ending with a little prayer, a little blessing, a little something to send us on our way. Best way for me to start the day considering my schedule, honestly. They also get all the extended readings, the part 2s to the part 1s here on YouTube as part of their benefit package, as well as they get an extensive discount when booking me for private sessions. We'll talk about that at the end of the video. If you want more info, you can follow us for free. You can 7-day free trial. You can shop in the store, all sorts of cool stuff. And it's the best thing I've ever done in my career, at least at the time of this timeless recording. So if you feel so drawn, if you feel so called, or just mildly interested, go click the link in the description box and come Patreon on Patreon. Because I'm the Archangel of Lyons, Angelo Lyons. But you can just call me Mal. And my mother is a Cancerian sun sign. Just saw her today. Family visiting for the holidays at the time of this timeless recording, Easter and whatnot. So I am very, very happy to be back in my studio temple here and ready to rock and roll. So let's do some explanation for the new Cancerians and the crosswatchers, and then we'll jump into the divination. Feel free to jump ahead if you like. But the vibe has changed for these readings, even though we're using the same cards and format as I've done in the past couple of series. So, yeah, what is a true love? The course of true love never did run smooth, according to Billy Shakespeare. Dated him in a past life, apparently. So everybody wants their true love match, right? The romantic, sexual true love match. But what my gods have been saying to me for years now is that every relationship in your life has a certain contract there, right? Things you're supposed to heal within yourself or help each other heal. So your family, your friends, your coworkers, your boss, your political affiliations, all of that stuff is to help prepare you for the true love match, for the true love that heals all wounds, conquers all, and breaks all curses, ancestral, societal, and otherwise. So that's what we're going to do with these cards. Let me tell you about these cards. We're going to get 3 Daughters of the Moon Tarot. Here's where the chakras come in. Heart, third eye, crown, the internal world that Cancerians rarely share with other people. So we'll get one for past, one for present, one for future in a simple timeline. We'll look at the lower 3 chakras, the masculine, the yang dynamic, looking at yourself from the outside, you from the inside, looking at people, places, and things. Oftentimes there is mirroring with crosswatchers where you're both kind of mirroring each other. So we'll get 3 of those. These will be face down. Once we get them chakras on the table, we'll read them past and present, then future. Then we will get a Whisper of Love from the Whispers of Love Oracle, dedicated, consecrated, this deck, to the higher selves of all involved, even if they're not the Cancerian or the crosswatchers. We'll get one of those. And we will end with a Matt Kahn healing mantra, because it's all about healing, right? No matter what anybody else does in your relationships, you have the free will to to make the wisest, most loving, most empowering decisions, right? Truth, love, and empowering decisions to shift you to a more, what I call the golden true love timeline. And the planet really needs it. And that's why this is really important. Yeah, I want everybody to have their romantic, sexual, true love match. I want mine. But I'm also well aware that every relationship in my life is shifting me by my own free will to shift into a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser, loving, more empowering life for myself, and bringing everybody else along with me who is willing to do the healing as well. So there is our explanation. Hey, get it together there, mantras. And let's get down into the divination. Both feet on the floor if you can. I'll do the same. Focus on your breath if you will. And I promise I will do anything I can to help anybody navigate the true love timeline for happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser lives, and a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser way for a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser world, anchoring true love into the Earth's electromagnetic field. Yeah, that seems like the gig all through our relationships, reason, season, or lifetime. So let's do it. Here we go. Feet on the floor. Stay grounded, Mal. Please take a nice deep breath. And here we go. Still point. My goddess's override. A place for everything. And everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space. For the well-being of all. And with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. My beloved goddesses, please, 3 cards in clarity. Face down, past, present, future for the Cancerians and their cross-watchers. Where have they been? Heart, third eye crown in the true love timeline. Where are they now in the true love timeline? The point of power is always in the present moment. Whoop, no, if that was one card, I would have taken it. As according to Louise Hay, you can heal your life. The point of power is always in the present moment. So where are they now? Heart, third eye crown, internal in the true love timeline. And where are they headed if they just do their best to make the wisest, most loving, most empowering choices and decisions? If they do that to the best of their ability, where are they headed in the true love timeline for this timeless true love timeline reading? Let's get these 3 down and then we'll flip them past, present, and future. Please take a nice deep breath. Still. My God's override. A place for everything, and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space, for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. My gods, please, 3 cards in clarity, face down, past, present, future, for the Cancerian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and their cross-watchers. Where have they been? Lower 3 chakra, dynamic in the past. Where are they now? Point of power, always in the present moment, here and now. And where are they headed if they just do their best to make the wisest, most loving, most empowering choices and decisions in their relationships for this timeless true love timeline read? Let's look. Okay, we're off and running. Now, when it's a major arcana card, it usually means that all the chakras in that zone, well, heart, third eye crown, or lower 3, root, sacrum, solar plexus, are all working in unison. So, let's start with the internal, with the storm, which is the 5 of Cups. Not a very fun card usually, but all storms do pass, right? So this is a lot of emotionality, maybe some emotional conflict going on there, an emotional upset. And that might be because you got the Cancerian card of Hecate, the moon in the mythic tarot, the goddess of witches, right? There with Cerberus or Cerebrus, good puppy, good puppy. So it might be that there was something going on that you picked up on lower 3 chakras working together intuitively, right? Cancerians are very empathic, very intuitive. I was raised by a Cancerian mother, so for me to kind of like fly under her radar was very, very tricky. She always knew something was going on. She just didn't know what, because I'm a Virgo. I didn't really know how to cover my tracks. Candle wax leaves no paper trail. So this is a very emotional past here, but also the Cancerian card. Cancerians, the moon children of the zodiac. So there might have been something that you picked up empathically here, right? Taking in energy from the lower 3 chakras, the physical world, and it really creating some chaos inside of you. Emotionally. But remember, storms happen, right? They happen, emotional storms, and this is behind you. So don't judge yourself too much on that, because the moon also means that a lot was hidden, occluded, right? Non-visible, like walking through a fog. So let's see where you are now. Well, this is good. The 8 of Blades, which is the 8 of Swords, but a little bit different here than blindfolded and bound, as we see in the traditional Rider Waite. This is Chokhmah, a desert goddess of the winds. Now, Chokhmah is also one of the spheres in the Kabbalistic Tree of Life. I believe it is connected to the third eye. I could be wrong about that, because, you know, my memory nowadays, I am 55. I know I don't look at things. Thanks for the DNA, Mom. So definitely the key word here is decisions. So we see here Chokhmah juggling 8 scythes, if you will, or sickles. You choose your terminology on that, because, you know, she's in the middle of the desert. And does it matter which direction you go when you're in the middle of a desert? Oh yeah, it kind of does. And with the King of Wands, our first court card for this reading, it is the Aries card. This is Jason of Jason and the Argonauts. Already got the golden fleece here. So this could be you're dealing with an Aries personality. Now, first house, Aries, personality, the ego, the self. If you have any planets in Aries, then absolutely have a look there. I have Saturn in Aries, and many do in my generation. Saturn is one of the slow movers there. But even if you don't have any planets, even if you're the cross watchers in Aries, we're looking at cardinal fire here. So have a look at your natal chart and see what house it's in. Like mine is in 9th house, right? Because I'm Leo rising. So keep that in mind. There is something perhaps impetuous going on here. There might be somebody here who is urging you to make this decision if this is not you from the outside looking in. But it is the child of the zodiac. So the spectrum from lead to gold, shadow to light, toxic to health there, it can be childish, Pee Wee Herman, or it could be childlike, Dalai Lama, right? So there is a spectrum there for that. But definitely I get this feeling of impulse. And if we're going to give that a chakra, let's go with solar plexus. Solar plexus is personal power, right? That's where the ego can make us really do crazy stuff, go against our own best interests, or we can really look at our honor code, right? Our boundaries, our own personal power, our self-esteem, and our intuition are linked, because if you get an intuitive hit, but you don't trust yourself, that's part of the lesson. It doesn't mean you're doing it wrong. It just means that's the stage that you are at in the True Love timeline. So where you are right now, this might be a very personal decision, and a decision that other people might not agree with, or at least a choice. So this, you know, is up to you whether or not you want to act on this cardinal or creative fire to start something new, or this could be someone pushing your buttons and not exactly sure what decision you are going to make. Let's see where you're headed. Oh, lovely. Okay, good. So, like I said, major arcana card like you have with the moon. Here you've got the justice card, Ma'at, an Egyptian goddess of justice and an underworld goddess who weighs your heart after you croak. And if your heart is lighter than the feather on the scale, you get to move on to the next world, whatever you want to call it. And if it is heavier than the feather, you know, some versions of the Egyptian Book of the Dead said, you get eaten by a demon. Another one just says you got to come back and reincarnate. Translations being what they are. But what we love about this is we got the 9 of Cups. That's lovely. So a strong water dominance here. You got the 5 of Cups, the moon, which is definitely water. And then the Nine of Cups here, sure, wish fulfillment. But what I love about the Nine of Cups is, for me, it is self-love, right? It really is getting to that place. Maybe there was an injustice going on in the past here, kind of seeing that. Maybe you're judging yourself a little too harshly. So there is an opportunity here for you to give yourself the love, bringing yourself into balance, not just mentally and emotionally, which is important, heart, third eye, crown, but also every emotion has a biochemical component to it, right? Like cortisol for stress and, dopamine for pleasure and, all of that. So this could be being in a place of really feeling the love for yourself, knowing that you did your best, maybe looking back and seeing that it couldn't happen any other way. You didn't have all the information. There were some emotional influences there with the Five of Cups that maybe you had to make a stormy choice, right? And navigate your way through that, particularly if you've been gaslit and your gut is telling you something and the other person's like, no, you're crazy. That's not true. Yet it is. Then certainly you can be in this place now in the present moment where you've got a life-changing decision to make here, but it's mental. Very, very third eye, but also third chakra, what you communicate and what you say, right? There is a creative way through this rather than a destructive. But again, childish or childlike, up to you. And then that would make sense, that would bring some kind of internal sense of the balancing of the scales here, your heart being lighter than the feather, and really an outpouring of love for yourself. Now, just real quick, this is the myth of Eros and Psyche. Long story, but it is absolutely a true love story. The Ten of Cups, they are finally, here they are reunited, but in the Ten of Cups, what I call the true love card, Psyche, which is the Greek word for both butterfly and soul, is elevated to the position of a goddess so that she can be fully together with her true love match, Eros, son of Aphrodite and Ares, the god of erotic love. So this could very well be a romantic read. But, in the past there, those stormy, not knowing moments, I get it. I'm a Virgo sun with a Pisces moon. So a lot of times I have doubted my intuition in one-on-one relationships for sure, trying to navigate my way, even when something was being held back. Not necessarily always lying, but what is often called a sin of omission. Just not all the truth was being told there. So this is a very, very powerful read, but even if this isn't romantic, remember, all of our relationships are giving us an opportunity to shift into a more golden true love timeline. Okay, the chakras are on the table. Let's ask the higher selves of all involved, the Cancerians, the cross watchers, and anybody else who might have a stake in this thing. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Higher selves override. A place for everything and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space for the well-being of all and with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. Beloved higher selves of all involved, fifth dimension and above, eighth chakra and above, what is the whisper of love? The piece of information, inspiration, insight needed by the Cancerians and their cross-watchers to assist them in navigating the true love timeline for this timeless true love timeline reading. Consider your foundations. Oh, there's that decision card right there. You are being asked to look at how committed you are to love. Now, loving someone who has gaslit you, you can love them from a distance. I'm really good at that, really. But also, how committed are you to loving yourself? There is a specific frequency that each one of us has in terms of love, a frequency of love that we can only... we certainly give it away to other people, but that's why you could be in a room full of 100 people who just love you, and you may not feel it unless you are giving that frequency of love to yourself, which I do kind of feel brings us into balance and justice, as well as brings us to the Nine of Cups. So consider your foundation, because we can love people and not be in direct contact with them, right? Everybody's got their pain, right? That's what the true love timeline is. A lot of it is about compassion. and understanding that everybody's got their shadow work to do, everybody's got their pain, everybody's dealing with their own personal struggles. So to do your part in it by coming to this place of self-love, and then remember, we're not responsible for other people's choices and decisions. We are only responsible for our own. That's why it's called free will. Yeah. Last card down. Matt Kahn healing mantra, because there ain't nothing like a mantra. And honestly, with the 8 of blades there, nothing like the element of air with a mantra to kind of help you through it, to heal, because this is all about healing. Please take a nice deep breath. Lots of links in the description box about videos for all this kind of stuff. Here we go. Last card down. Ascended Master's Override. A place for everything and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space for the well-being of all, and with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. Beloved Ascended Masters, what is the perfectly precise healing mantra to assist the Cancerian Collective and their cross-watchers to navigate their way through the golden true love timeline of this lifetime, for the true love that conquers all, for the true love that heals all wounds, for the true love that breaks all curses, societal sense, ancestral and otherwise, for this timeless true love timeline reading. Sharing shame. When I share my deepest pain, I give myself permission to be. So, shame is different than guilt. Guilt is I have done wrong. Shame is there's something wrong with me. And everybody feels that at some point or another. So this is very much about the rite of confession, which changes your present moment. If this is you being a safe space for someone to confess, to say, I'm so sorry, I was in so much pain. Maybe this is you confessing again. Crosswatcher reads, it can be tricky that way. Who is who? Maybe it is simultaneous. So, and of course, that's going to make you reconsider your foundation. Am I as committed to loving myself to actually sit and hold space for somebody who perhaps gaslighted me, right? Or kept me in the clouds so I didn't really know what was going on. Sin of omission to me is on the same level as just outright lying, right? Holding back some of the facts so that you sort of stumble. So I'm going to read this one from the Bookie Book. Matt Kahn is amazing. I love his work. Someday I feel like I will meet him and I just want to give him a hug and thank him and then leave him alone. He just got married too. I'm so happy for him. A lot of us in this spiritual field go single for a while because we don't need all the codependent relationships, but I think his wife Joy is lovely. She seems lovely. And a numerologist, which, please don't make me do math. She can. When I share my deepest pain, I give myself permission to be, like to be as you are, where you are. It's all part of the hero's journey. The path of true love is your hero's journey, your healing journey, your spiritual path through all of your relationships. So, when shame is shared, cycles of victimhood are permitted to heal as you find the courage to speak your truth. Since abuse and neglect can only be perpetuated in silence, it is your willingness to step forward and share your life story that helps transform each wound and inspire others to be set free. So, neglecting to tell somebody the whole story is a wound of neglect. And these patterns have been passed down for thousands and thousands of years. This is what I mean about ancestral curses, right? They're in the DNA, right? But we have free will and we incarnate into this stuff. We know, we see the contracts before we come in and we say, oh no, that'll be good. I'll be able to heal that for myself and everybody else. And then we get down here and we're like, do not, right? Once your shame is shared, you're able to honor yourself with the heightened encouragement, worthiness, and validation that you deserve to receive. And that definitely feels like the balancing of the scales that brings you to that Nine of Cups on the outer. This mantra is ideal for revisiting past traumas. The storm with the moon there, very possible. Expressing your inner child. If you just talk to your heart, that is inner child work. It's okay, honey. I love you. I know it sucks, but it's okay. I love you. And finding self-acceptance, right? You don't, people are like, I can't accept this. Well, if you can accept that you can't accept it, you've already taken a step in that direction, allowing what is to be what is. So, very, very powerful and very, very emotional read here, but it makes sense. Consider your foundation. You're being asked to look at how committed you are to love, whether this is a family member that is doing the confessing or you are confessing to, a lover, a friend, does not matter. There is a massive amount of healing available here, and I will say emotionally, bringing you into balance. So, all the cards are on the table. We always end my readings here on YouTube for the general reads, as well as I'm doing it more and more with my clients with what we call a blessimation, a combination of blessing and summation, a word we came up with over on Patreon. And I really don't know what's going to come out of my mouth as soon as I hit the record button, but I really have no idea what's going to happen with the blessimation. So, one last time, at least for this reading, please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Pantheonic override. I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine for the Cancerian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and their cross-watchers who are watching this video and drawn to this reading. May they be blessed with all that they need to navigate the true love timeline, the golden true love timeline of their lifetime, because they are coming from a place of emotional tumult, the storm within. The Five of Cups, never really a fun card there, because of perhaps a very strong intuitive knowing in the lower three chakras that something was off, but cloudy with a chance of mystery, mystical meatballs going on there. And where they are right now is absolutely they have the free will to take their time to think about this, about a decision, about whether they want to share their shame or listen to somebody else do that, dealing with some sort of Aries energy there. Cardinal creative, and again, the child of the zodiac. And here in this card, we also saw that it is about allowing the inner child from lead to gold there to express itself, bringing them into a sense of balance and justice. If an injustice was done from them or to them, that brings them to that lovely stability of the emotional Nine of Cups, perhaps a wish fulfillment, perhaps even a reconciliation of some kind, with only one cup left to hit the true love card, so that they can consider their foundation. They're being asked to look at how committed they are to love while they share shame or allow someone to share shame, la femme, because when they share their deepest pain, they give themselves permission to be. And to be what? To be true love. To be happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser, to incarnate, bringing into their energy field the true love that conquers all, the true love that heals all wounds, and the true love that breaks all curses, ancestral, societal, and otherwise, for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. So would it be. And so it is. Well, there you go. Granted, a little bit of a womp-womp reading, those first two cards down there, but I feel like it's going to end well. But are you willing? Are you willing to hold space for somebody who may be apologizing and kind of explaining why they did what they did? Or perhaps that is you. Again, cross-watch or read. If you found this at all helpful, please do hit the thumbs up. It shifts the algorithm, allows other people to find the reading who might be in this situation. And if you want more of me here on YouTube, subscribe, because I'm not stopping. I have so much fun doing this, right? I do it out of my home. I take clients and then I do this stuff. So absolutely come follow along here. Notification bell and all that stuff. Comment if you like it. Do like a good comment section. But if you want the deeper dive, the behind the scenes stuff, more magic, more miracles, more mysticism, more Malcolm, Patreon on Patreon. Just go look at the menu. Got a lovely menu going on there. Got my 2 books there in the digital shop. We got audios, which are prayers, meditations, and lectures, as well as we got the videos, classes, and workshops. All the audios and videos now have free previews, so you can dip toe for free and purchase as you like. But do remember, My subscribers get a bunch of that content. Not all of them, but the majority of them do get the daily check-ins, the extended readings. All of my extended readings are timeless and relationship-based, as well as they get a significant discount when booking me for a private session. We'll talk about that in a minute, but I do have to say Patreon is my favorite thing. I love doing the daily check-ins, and we're building such a lovely, supportive community over there. So yeah, click the link and come Patreon on Patreon, because I'm the Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons. But you can just call me Mal. And if you are interested in a private session with me, I made a video for the 25th anniversary of my company, Drawing the Circle Productions, incorporated back in May 1st, 2023. It's going to be a year since I made that video explaining booking private sessions with me, spiritual counseling and or readings or both. But I have since moved. I was living in Holbrook, Long Island. Now I am in Saratoga Springs, so I didn't know that I would be moving at the time I made that recording. And now I'm doing readings at the Magic Moon in Saratoga Springs on Fila Street. You can contact them directly. That will be in the new version of the video that I will make sooner or later, hopefully sooner. I'm taking clients here at my house, but I gotta get to know them first because I got a new kitten running around, you know, so I gotta make sure the kitties are safe. My boys are good. Yeah, the thumbnail is a picture of my 3 boys, and that kitten is just wonderful. I love my Sammy so much. But the majority of the work that I do, obviously, is on video. So when someone books me, I send them an unlisted YouTube live stream link at the time of the session. We record the whole thing on Zoom. I then send them a link so they can download it to their devices. They tell me they downloaded it, and then I deleted it because confidentiality is really important for me ethically as a reader and a spiritual counselor. I've been reading tarot since I am 12 years old. I am 55. Thanks for the DNA, Mom. Well, and rapid wrinkle repair. Little witchcraft goes a long way. And certainly I've never turned anybody away because of lack of finances. Where there is a witch, there's a way. I'm a witch, so there is a way. But, you know, live and let live. Fairly take and fairly give. I usually charge $150 for an hour reading unless you get the Patreon discount. And a ham sandwich ain't gonna balance that out. But where there's a witch, there's a way. I'm a witch, there's a way, so we can work it out. And what an opportunity here for you, my crab cakes, to do some real healing here. But I think the key card here, is sharing shame. But certainly considering your foundation, willpower. How willing are you to love, right? To be loving. Because otherwise we're just going to have to keep coming back again and again and again, right? I've been watching all these near-death experience videos on YouTube, and they all get sent back because they're like, oh, you didn't finish what you came here to do. You got a little time out, back you go, right? And sometimes they get to choose and sometimes they don't. So, and it is through our relationships that our biggest challenges come and our biggest opportunities for healing and spiritual growth. So I get it. And the rite of confession, a good idea, right? Even if you just confess to a lit candle, start there. And I know Cancerians are all very, very secretive, very, very moody. Like I said, I was raised by one, so I get it. But I know when my mom comes to me or I go to her and I have something to say, that it is always held in sacred space with great love. So what a wonderful reading in its way. So wishing you all the very, very best and the very, very blessed, my beloved Cancerian crab cakes. I love you and I believe in you. You've got this. Heal, hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.